Hi, I'm Lauren. I am 36 years old and I was diagnosed with a astrocytoma grade 3 in October. I had just had a baby 3 weeks prior and was starting to have migraines, and my husband took me to the doctor and got a CT scan and discovered that I had a mass in my head. I had surgery the following morning, and that's when we found out that it was cancerous. But after that, we wanted to go ahead and get started on figuring out what was next. We live in Chattanooga, but we know that there's more specialists that we could go to.
I was in Honolulu, Dr. Donovan was there as well, and we were both approached by a neuro-oncologist, a good friend and colleague in Alabama, about a young lady who was dealing with a brain tumor. So he thought of us and said, hey, would you take a look at this scan? So we talked about it as a team. What are the options here? What can we do? And I talked to Dr. Donovan, and I looked at the scan, and she said, well, if you think you can get mostly contrast enhancement, I think surgery would be a good idea. And I told him, I think we can do a good job here.
I spoke to Dr. Endome, and he just reassured me and told me what he could do to remove my tumor, and that gave me hope. And then I met Dr. Donovan, and I met the team at the Proton Center, and everybody was so warm. And what I told my mom was I just felt held and taken care of. It looks great. Everybody is super helpful and done so much that I don't have to do. They organize appointments, all of that, and they all know each other. So things are much more seamless for that reason, and it makes my life, I'm going through a lot already, and they make it a lot easier doing all of that side of things.
She's receiving both proton therapy and chemotherapy right now with relatively minimal side effects. It was a great example of what our ultimate goal is for our patients, is to give them the best treatment possible and also promote quality of life.
I did not think that I would have brain cancer at 36 years old, so that in itself has been a lot to process, but I'm very grateful to have found Emory because they make me feel taken care of and supported during this crazy time. I would wish anybody to be able to come here to get that type of support and not have to worry about the other stuff. And my doctors, they're lovely, and I'm very grateful.